So what's in the Todd Cutler box this time? You've seen I've added the gold-plated velvet belt from Armor and Castings. I've added the perfectly done on the back, perfectly done on the front, 14th century Baskerville shield. I've added the incredible Fortuna handmade sheath for the Poitiers. And you've seen the videos on those. So what's in the box from Todd Cutler this time? As you know, I'm a fan of Todd's work. He makes great stuff. I've gotten several pieces for my wife, so she's got several of the. She's got the feasting set that was made. She's got two of the big kitchen knives. Those things are razor sharp. The knife is so good that we cut through the sheath just drawing it out. Like the fourth time we pulled it out without the plastic, went right through the sheath. Little tiny neck, but it was fine. I'm amazed at those things. I carved a chicken with one the day before yesterday, and it was just lightsaber sharp, just straight through the chicken. I was like, oh, I did not need to push that hard. Straight through everything. Those knives are great. But now we've got a new one from Todd that I purchased, and going to show off what we're getting. He was running a little sale. I had a tiny bit of money. I've been wanting one of these to go specific, or maybe not this one specifically, but I've been wanting a dagger to go with that, with my Poitiers. And he had a bunch of offerings, and all of them were very nice. He had a bunch of 14th century offerings that I really liked. But I kept looking and just couldn't decide. So finally, based on the sheath, the era, the construction, and the price was fairly consistent across the board. The same size dagger was pretty much the same price, give or take a buck. Wasn't that big a difference. It wasn't prohibitively different from purchasing one size to the other. It might have been a few dollars different. Lovely packaging from Todd as always. He's got it wrapped up in tissue paper. And remember, this is a weapon that is built to fight with, but he wraps this stuff up like he's shipping glass. So very classy the way he takes care of your product once it's being shipped out. He's probably never even going to know who the heck this guy. I made a little comment that our sheath got torn up. Todd sent us an extra sheath. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Mr. Cutler. That is wonderful. I was not charged for this. He just sent me a replacement. I asked how I could order another one. He sent me a replacement. That is some serious customer service right there. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Once again, as I try to not drop the card and hold the dagger, there is Todd's card. Todd's Workshop does great work. And I have got, I believe this is the effigy dagger. Watch me cut myself with it. The sheath with the little shape with the heart. Shows coming from the heart, from courage, from honesty, from fortitude. Tied with, got the two little leather thongs so I can tie it to the belt. Got the little cup top. I really like that little cup top on the top, so it goes boop and it pops right in. It doesn't make that sound. Or maybe it does. We haven't tried it yet. It's got a plastic tip on the end so it doesn't punch through the box. I've ordered stuff before and you get it and there's like this much blade sticking out the bottom of your box. And you're like, oh. And the poor postman's like, hey, thanks for that. It's poked through. Todd takes care of it. And I'm going to use my little Benchmade Mini Barrage utility knife that I use all the time. As I stab myself in the hand, which I didn't. That was a joke. So this was ordered sharp with the green sheath to match some of the green motif with the belt that I just got. It is in here. I'm going to have to cut that. Keep leaning. You get a really good picture of the side of my neck right there, I bet. Always when you're working with anything sharp, especially anything, the Benchmades are super sharp. This one's probably needs to be resharpened, but it's more than sharp enough to cut me. Be very careful with what you're doing when you're dealing with sharp objects, especially anything you order sharp from Todd, because they sharp. Look at this. I want you to check out this handle. It's got that little spacer. You see this in a lot of the English rondel daggers and the ones from the British Isles where they've got this little spacer of something softer than the bronze Some of the wood, sometimes I think a couple of them are leather. I'd have to look that up to be sure. Got the little handle with the little, get the little divots. It's probably a technical name for that. That rosette right there, that's what sold me in the end. I loved that little rosette cap. I've got little rosette washers I put all over my armor. So I'm like, oh, it'll match my armor. So it's a good, solid size. Looks to be, off the top of my head, so we've got a little bit less than a foot long blade, maybe a 16, 18-inch dagger. So, oh, it's a whittle dagger. Do you want that much steel rammed into your body? No, I don't. I mean, that much is bad enough, but that, yeah, that's it. It goes into an armpit, in through the collarbone, up under the chin if you can get under the aventail. Bottom of the breastplate, if you can find a gap, pop that. Again, armpit, inside the elbow. Inside the joint of your elbow. Wow. Inside the palms, as the armor stops at the palm of the gauntlets. And then we all remember, it's really hard to ride a horse wearing pelvic protection. So there's not a lot. You go right up underneath that mail skirt, right up into the fold. All the soft bits are down there. That would be a wicked, wicked weapon. But also, just look at that. Look at that workmanship. Look at the little base of the rondel itself. This is a kind of mid 14th century dagger, if I remember correctly. So, and I'm doing the 1380s, but I ain't as young as I used to be. So this probably would have been new when I was height of my career. Or, but it is a very well within my milieu. Fits right into the hand. Really does. Just mold right to the hand. With my gauntlets on, I think there's a little bit of gap right there. And a little bitty tiny. But yeah, with my gauntlets on, this would lock right in. And it would just be, it'd be hammer time. Or stabby time. Stabby time. That, as always, there's the little Todd Cutler maker's mark. This is just gorgeous. And it will go so well with my Poitier. I'm going to put the sheaths up together. So I was looking at his green, and then the burgundy, and then the dark green of the sheaths together. There's a little bit different, a little bit in the difference in this. This is a little darker. This is a little greener, but look at that together. And then with the brass motif and the brass work on the dagger, the brass matching the brass. Brass. It's all together. I think these are going to look so good together. I almost got his cross-hilted dagger, his 14th century cross-hilted dagger, which looked like a baby version of this sword. It was really, really close. But I'm like, I've got cross-hilted daggers. I did not have an early rondel like this, and I really liked it. So I had to get it. Had to. It was moral imperative. Let's watch it go into the sheath. Boop. Goes right in. And then the little top cup at the top secures and protects the dagger. That is lovely, super shiny, great work, great packaging, and really, thank you for this. I really appreciate that. If anybody actually knows Mr. Cutler, because he's got way bigger channel than me, I really appreciate this kind of customer service. As a much more limited merchant, I know that sometimes you get annoying customers, and they're like, my thing broke out of the box, and what happened was the Postal Service dropped it, or they broke it, or whatever. But yeah, the fact that he just sent this right on back. I mean, we just got that knife like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and he made it right immediately. That's customer service right there. So remember, check out Todd's workshop, Todd Cutler. Buy a dagger, buy a sword, buy a crossbow. The man sells ballistas. He has a ballista on the website. I don't have a ballista. I need a ballista. I really do need a ballista. Great video he's got up on stone bows. His crossbows are cool. Everything he makes is just pretty darn cool. And then check out he and Toby Capwell and some other, I can't remember. There's so many people on his videos. The Arrows versus Armor. Those are some of my favorites. And once again, thank you for the extra sheath. Thank you for the extra mile. And this little dagger, this little sword, and my armor and castings belt, and my basketball shields, and my, I believe it's, I'm gonna get the name wrong if I'm not. I think it's low country leatherwork made my sheath, and we're gonna keep on stepping it up and keep on making new things and try to get it to a good solid upper middle nobility portrayal. Hopefully before I'm too old to do this anymore and won't be able to wear the armor. So big shout out to all my friends that we hung out with this weekend down in Kentucky at the coronation of Daniel II and Alexander II. We had a whole lot of fun, did a little bit of fighting. Did not get to do any test cutting because it's just me and one other guy and some water bottles. And nothing to hold the water bottles. And nobody wanted to hold the water bottles while we cut them. I don't know why they wouldn't do that. But we had a great time down in Kentucky. It was great. Had all the things out. Some people bought some stuff. Got some linen clothes to some people. Great to see all of our friends. I would go through all by name, but this video is already 10 minutes long. It's especially nice, though, to see Doug come out. I know he doesn't get to go to a lot of our stuff, and he's been trying to, and he's had some. We're both getting a little beyond our as Doc Holliday said, I'm in my prime, a little bit past it. He's had some medical problems. It was great to see him on the field and get to play with him again. Finally got to fight Aaron. Okay, fight. We had a good time. That was one of my favorite passes of the day. Hadn't enjoyed fighting Rattan as much in a long time as I did on Saturday. So thanks everybody for that. I would rather pick up Steel, but it was a really good time. So be sure to. There'll probably be some videos from that. I got some shorts from that. Check those out too. As always, go to revivalmilitaria.us. Check out Todd Cutler's stuff. Check out Low Country Leatherworks, Baskerville Shields, Armor and Castings. Forgot who made this. This is just a Lord of Battles gambeson that we customized. We get our hats from John Epler. So check out all of them. Go to revivalmilitaria.us. Be sure to like and subscribe and check out the other videos.